So the name of the game is to shake the jar, thereby shaking the jar that's full of red ants and blue ants. Until that jar is shook, the blue ants and the red ants will not even notice or bother to notice that he's a little lighter or a little darker. You see the dog on top of the books, and then the donkey, I forget his name, we all gonna die. And then the other little guy, the brown and white little guy. Then it's funny, because you got this brown girl over here. And none of that matters to them. The only reason why it matters is because a group of rich males who were financially rich, you know who they were, they figured they would make some of us think we were in the club, thereby allowing us to call ourselves white. That in itself supports our disposition. So we think we're white now, so we're okay. We'll deal with being poor in these suffering working conditions, turning on the machine, knowing how much liquid to pour in and how to turn it off and clean up and make sure the lights are out before we leave for the next day. That is when we get our freedom back. You know, upon leaving work, you get your freedom back. So back to why these guys were all turned against each other. One group decided that if we can turn them against each other, we could remain rich. Thereby, you now have white or black. And they're all viruses because none of them relate to anything except shades or colors. People aren't colors, and we're definitely not colorful. We're creative in colorful ways, we're not colorful. We've lost our color to the viruses mankind has inflicted upon us. So here's the point. My point is this. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if Sicilians were hated by Italians and the English hated the Irish, the Germans hated everybody, and pretty much all the Europeans hated them. The funny part is the only people who didn't hate anybody, and I'm not saying this because my skin absorbs the sun, the only people we don't hear about hating anybody are the Africans. The only people they hate are each other. So what these guys, these rich guys, thought of, not only ways of being hardcore selfish and wanted to keep what's theirs for them, they wanted to make sure that we didn't get together and overthrow them, because we were upraising, we were doing things, we were getting together, we were making noise. Yeah, dark people and Europeans and folks from the other continents. Europeans, humans who can absorb the sun, and theirs that don't absorb the sun, but the sun is still done. And the best part of it is, when it comes to racism, if you really want to know, racism could never be by the people. We could only support it, but you could never be racist unless, of course, you're part of the club that runs the system. The system is racist. People aren't racist. They're just ignorant or selfish. What I mean by that, the selfish are the rich who want to create a racial divide construct, social construct of a racial divide. And the poor, Caucasians, who have nothing, will be used to watch the people whose skin absorb the sun, who call themselves black. They'll be used, given a badge, given a gun, given a horse, and made to feel special, like they're part of the club, but all they're doing is protecting the rich, while the rich spit, shit, and kick their loved ones in the ass, except they have sovereign immunity, which allows them to forget what's happening to their brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and cousins. They're part of the team mentally. They've been made to feel like they're in the club, but they're not. The only club they're in is that club they get hit upside the head with when they realize that they had a choice, they had a voice, that they sacrifice to malevolent authority, that allegiance to malevolent authority. Other than that, life is wonderful, full and fruitful. You can't share like this with certain people because of their fragility. People are fragile, but we're conditioned to be that way. More will be revealed. More will be revealed. You're not black. I'm not white. You're a lighter shade of his dark. He's a darker shade of your light. Time to get it right. Time to get it right. They're playing you guys, and your children are going to suffer. Peace.